Yeah, Dr. Dre is in full effect, and I gotta tell y'all a little something. Eazy-E is down with us. MC Ring, you know he's down with us. DJ Yella is down with us. Arabian Prince, you know he's down with us. Tony A the Wizard is down with us. JJ Fag is down with us. Timmy T, you know he's down with us. DJ Pooh, boy, he's down with us. Toddy P and Spade, they're down with us. My boy Ice Cube, you know he's down with us. I like to mention, so pay attention to where I'm from, Compton, but the tapes are from the Roadium. My name is Dre, listen while I play. And by the way, I'm also down with NWA. Yo, Steve at the Roadium is down with us. Slanging funky tapes, it is a must. We're number one.
Yo, welcome to Roadium Radio, December 18th, episode 18. That's actually kind of special right there. Before I introduce my next guest, my very special guest, my good friend, once again, quick promo shout out, the Roadium MIXTAPE DOCUMIXERY, available at DOCUMIXERY.com. I've said it in past shows, you will not be disappointed. I put it up against any West Coast documentary. Okay, I put my money where my mouth is. But once again, the most anticipated interview of 2019 on Roadium Radio is tonight. Episode 18 with my good friend, Mr. Knightowl.
What up, Tony?
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing
Ten
good,
cuidado
man.
con la cerveza.
Simón.
Knightowl, first of all, before we get into what you're doing now, who you're working with, what can we expect from Knightowl in the future? I forgot how we met, bro. I know it was in the 90s.
It was in the 90s, and if I remember correctly, I don't know how I got your number, and I called you.
Yeah.
And we talked on the phone, and I remember you told me, hey, why don't you come by the crib?
Yeah.
And I came to your pad, and we chilled for a little bit,
Yeah.
we chopped it up, and I mean, ever since then,
We chopped it up.
Yeah.
I remember when you came down, you brought a couple of your homies, and I think I want to say it was '94. A mí se me hace because something a bump by Proper Dos was about to drop, and I had an early copy that my manager Steve had given me, and I had played it for you guys. And I remember you and your homies really enjoyed it. But I really appreciated that you came all the way from San Diego to come chill with me. I wish we could have worked a little bit more. If anything, we could have done something, because that was early in the 90s when we first met.
Right. It was early in the 90s. I just think we both got caught up in our own business, with music. We were both busy doing things, and but it would have been great to be able to work together. It would have been a blessing, because, I mean, you're legendary, my boy.
Well, I don't see myself as legendary. I see myself as your friend. And if people want to call me that, it's very hard for me to accept that. It really, truly is. But you know what? I thank you, bro. So now, Mr. Knightowl, before we get into, once again, what we said we were going to get into, where are you originally from? Like, where were you born at, brother?
I was born in Tijuana.
Tijuana,
straight Mexicano.
And how long did you stay in Tijuana before you moved to San Diego?
I was like 4 years old.
Okay.
I was 4, and we moved to San Diego, ended up in the neighborhood where I grew up at, and I was there till I was about 25. Then I moved out of the neighborhood to a different neighborhood because my parents bought a house. And then shortly after that, I started doing my thing, and I bought my first house, and blah blah blah, and things just blossomed from there.
And are your parents from Tijuana también?
My mom's is from Tijuana, and my dad was born in Ventura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how did they meet in Tijuana?
Well, the way it was back in the day, my dad's dad, he used to be like one of them gamblers, and they used to make wine and beer back in the Capone days.
Okay.
And they used to live in Chicago. And they were looking for him because they had like an underground casino, and they used to do all that illegal shit,
No shit.
Yeah. So they had to move out. So they moved, and they ended up in Ventura for a little bit. And then when the war and all that stuff was happening at that time, my abuelo, I never got to meet him, but he didn't want to go to war because he had like 16 kids. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So they moved to Tijuana, and then that's where eventually
that's where Mr.
pops-
Knightowl was born.
That's right.
It's funny because I have so many good memories with Tijuana because when I was a kid, my dad, whenever he wouldn't take the family over there just to go hang out or whatever,
Right.
Because I have some family members that were born in Tijuana, he would take me and my little brother Ruben on a bus at Tijuana, and we used to always go eat tacos de vapor, caldo de
Oh, man, they're
caguama,
so good.
los coteles de camarones,
Right.
And that's when TJ had the streets all, como se llama, dirt roads,
Right, right.
And he was a big lucha libre fan, so he used to take us to TJ to go see, las luchas, pues. And the highlight of going to TJ was when he used to buy his luchadores, the little
The little
luchadores.
monos?
Yeah, they kind of didn't move; they just were like this.
Yeah.
Those.
I used to have those también, and check it out. We used to get a little piece of board. We put 4 nails in each corner, and then we get rubber bands around the nails,
Yeah.
and that's how we would make the ring.
That's how you would make the ring.
Yeah, that was a trip.
I mean, the highlight would probably be not only the luchadores, pero también to get a mask.
Oh, I used to have Santo, Blue Demon,
Huracán Ramirez,
El Matemático.
Solitario. We can keep going back and forth,
Oh
bro.
my God, yeah. It was
bro.
the shit, bro.
So the dope childhood memories. So now you're living in San Diego. Now, what elementary school did you end up attending?
Washington School Elementary,
Okay, and in junior high.
Roosevelt Junior High, Pacific Beach Junior High, Dana, Collier, a bunch of like continuation schools. I was all over the place.
Okay, and high school.
San Diego High School.
Okay, now in any of those schools, play any sports?
You know what? Yeah, I did. I played 1 year, but I only played a couple of games. Football.
Football.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to Kearney.
Okay,
Kearney High.
and what position?
Fullback.
Really?
Yeah.
Just knocking fools.
Man, I step on fools, man.
No shit.
The fuck off me. Bam.
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
We used to play back in the day in my neighborhood. We used to play all the other barrios every weekend on Saturdays, and we never lost, man. We played every neighborhood in San Diego.
No
We never
shit.
lost. Yeah.
That's dope, man. Here in my neighborhood in the city of Wilmington, me and all my homies, we used to all get together and play, other neighborhoods. También, at Banning High School, we used to play on Thanksgiving, and I'm not going to say we won every game, but we had some dope ass games,
Right.
And a lot of times it ended up with one or two guys throwing some putazos.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is.
Right, that's how it goes. But
Yeah.
it was different back then, though. Everybody, did their thing, and we took the aggression out on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after that, I watch them, and then we see them the next day or the next week. Hey, what's up, puto?
Yeah, half of us were playing drunk anyways, bro.
Yeah.
So now, growing up at home in a Mexican, family, bro, what kind of music would you say maybe your dad played, your mom played as you were growing up as a kid?
Growing up as a kid, my dad was into rancheras.
Okay.
Pedro Infante, Javier Solís, José Alfredo Jiménez, El Charro Avitia, all that type of shit. The original old school shit that these kids know nothing about.
Yeah.
And my jefa, she liked oldies, and cumbias and, all that type of stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same thing. You mentioned a lot of singers that my father liked, and my mother was big into cumbias as well también. So now, you're out of high school now. What is Knightowl doing now? Are you working? Are you inspired to do music? Are you rapping? Or what happened after high school for you?
I was working at a car rental agency. We used to rent cars.
Okay.
And I used to drive a shuttle. And I used to drive it at the airport. So I was doing my thing over there, and it was in the neighborhood where I grew up at. So I was just basically kicking it in the hood.
Yeah.
And whenever they called me, I would go pick somebody up, and I was making a little money and still being in the neighborhood, And shortly after that, I was doing raps for the hood. We were doing like neighborhood raps, roll calls, and we would battle other rappers from other barrios and stuff like that. And I ended up coming to LA to Norwalk Records, and I met Vince from Norwalk, and he's the one that introduced me to a guy named Murray Brumfield.
Okay.
And that's how it all started.
But how old were you around that time?
When I finally got my first break, I was like 23 probably.
Okay. Now let's back up just a little bit. Who do you think it was, or who did you hear, or who did you see that inspired you to say, I want to try this rap shit, man?
To be honest, the first rap, I'll tell you the story. The first time that I heard rap music, I was in junior high. And we used to have a bus driver that would take the cassette player on his bus, and he would put it to like the speaker where you talk, and he would bump it real loud, and he was playing Rapper's Delight.
No
That
shit.
was the first rap that I ever heard. And I used to always write poems. Like a lot of the homies would have problems with their ladies and shit. They'd break up or whatever, and I'd write a letter for them, a little poem, and the next day they were back together.
Shit.
I was always real good at writing shit.
So you were like Cupid to the homies.
Kinda. I was like Cupid, but you know what I mean. I was like, dude, because I'm gonna step in that motherfucker,
Right.
But
right.
I mean, no, I would always do that, and I always had something for like rhyming, you know what I mean. So when that came out, I really liked it. And so I would say Rapper's Delight was the first one. And then right after that, I don't know if you remember Blowfly.
Of course.
Rap Dirty.
Right.
That was like my jam right there.
Yeah.
And I just started rapping, back then. I mean, obviously I was whack as fuck, I was just barely starting. But, I kept working at it, and, here I am today. You know what I mean?
So when Rapper's Delight came out, you were probably maybe 7th grade or something, huh?
I was like 7th, 8th grade. I was one of those. I was in junior high.
Yeah. Because I think, if I'm correct, you're 1 year older than me. I'm 51.
I'm 52.
52 years old. Wow.
I was going to Pacific Beach Junior High at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Now let me ask you this. You lived in San Diego for so long. How come you never moved out this way? Was there ever a reason, or te gustaba allá? Or you just,
I just, loved San Diego myself.
Okay.
That's all I knew. I used to like to come out here, because I knew a lot of people. I had friends out here. Mm-hmm. But there was nothing like going back home. And I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, you're here and you can go to any place in the world and have lots of fun and enjoy yourself, but you can't fucking wait to get home once you're tired and then just go to your pad and relax and say home sweet home. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I go to New York, or I'll go to Philly, I'll go to Florida, whatever, but I cannot wait to get back home, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing like, at least for me, like LA. Once you get on that fucking 110 or the 405, you're like, okay, I'm back home.
I'm back.
Because it's bumper to bumper.
Right.
So, but yes, okay, so now, Rapper's Delight, vamos a decir, what was that other song you mentioned?
Blowfly.
Blowfly.
Rap Dirty.
Okay, Rap Dirty. Now, what rappers growing up, before you say you got your little first break, 22, 23, before you met Brumfield, who were some of the rappers you would listen to?
At that time, there was really no
Much of a choice,
Chicano
really.
rappers. We didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? Frost wasn't out yet. Proper Dos wasn't out yet. And I basically used to listen to like Grandmaster Flash.
Of course, yes.
Spoonie G, the Treacherous 3,
Right.
the Dynamic 4. You're talking about, they were all East Coast groups because
course.
we didn't really have a lot of West Coast groups out here, and they were the only ones that were doing the rap,
Right.
And then little by little, it came out here,
right.
and, it just took off, you know what I mean?
It's funny because I talked to Violet Brown, Lonzo Williams, from the World Class Wrecking Crew.
Right.
And it's funny how they were there when hip hop started, like us too as well. But since they're a little bit older, I like to say they have more seniority in hip hop. Okay, how they would hear that this is just a fad, it's going to play out, it'll never evolve to anything type of deal. Okay, and look at man, over 40 years now, and we're still here.
Yeah, they told me the same thing,
Yeah.
They said, hey, this is just a fad, it's going to die. But, I mean, you're right. It's stronger now than ever, actually.
Yeah, and you've made a living off of it.
I've made a living off it. Yeah.
Yes. That's dope now. Okay, so now you come out to Norwalk Records. Up until that point, were you working at all on any demos? How far along were you in your career as far as, I'm going to try to do this?
I actually was, but the demos were all done on 4-track.
Okay.
On a 4-track. And,
now, around what years would you say you started these 4-track demos?
In 89.
Okay, in 89, okay.
Yeah.
And were you producing these yourself?
No, the first producer that I had was a guy named King Sandman.
Okay.
Still a good friend of mine,
Okay.
That was my first producer. And he helped me out, and we got the little demo going. And I started shopping it around. and then I got a deal. You know,
How many songs did you guys do together? You think before you started shopping it around?
like 6.
Okay, and now. Can you say that you were happy with your lyrics at that time? Like, okay, this is the shit? Or were you just taking a chance and like, let's see what happens?
Honestly, at that time, I think I had really good lyrics. You know what I mean?
Okay.
At that time, I was like probably ahead of my time because back then there was nobody really rapping for the hood. It was basically just all hip hop. And when I started doing it, I was kind of gang banging. That's what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was more for the barrios and shit. But then I had to tone it down because no one was gonna want to hear about my homeboy Speedy and this guy and that guy. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of change it up a little bit. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean? So I did that, and I think it worked out for me, man.
Okay, so you had about 6 songs on a 4-track.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember what kind of equipment he had other than a 4-track? Did he have a drum machine yet?
Yeah, he had a drum machine.
Do you remember what kind it was?
If it was a Roland, I don't remember which one.
Okay.
But it was a Roland. Then he also had a Yamaha.
Okay. Reason why I asked is because there's a lot of people out there that just like to ask detailed questions like what kind of drum machine, what kind of turntables,
Right.
etc. Now, was this all original music or were these samples?
Half and half.
Okay.
Half and half.
Okay. Were any of those songs, Here Comes the Night Owl?
No, Here Comes the Night Owl came about in maybe 91.
Okay.
In 91.
We'll get to that. So now you shop your demo. Who is the, what was some of the feedback you were getting? You know, this shit sucks. It's you got potential. What was some of the feedback you were getting while you were shopping it?
The feedback that I got was great.
Okay.
I got nothing but good feedback. And that's why Vince hooked me up with Murray Brumfield. He goes, hey, I know some guy that's from Compton. He's a high school teacher. And he's got a label. You know, he's a black dude.
Yeah.
He's got a Chicano rap label. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me check it out, you know. So I met the dude, and we hit it off pretty good. And the first song that I put out at that time, there was 2 songs that I put out. One was called A Tribute to Mary Wells, and the other one was You Can't Fuck with the Night Owl. The reason why I did A Tribute to Mary Wells, because I had different songs, but she had just passed away.
Okay.
And us as Raza, we love her music. So it was just a tribute I did for her. You know what I mean? And then the other one, You Can't Fuck with the Night Owl. There was another guy named Knightowl on Thump Records that had released one song.
Really?
So I'm like, man, fuck this fool. I'm Knightowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I matched on him. That's why I say in the song, I say, fuck that vato on Thump. I was like ready to get busy with this dude or whatever.
Right.
And after that, he just disappeared.
Okay.
And
you ever meet him?
I never met him. He was from Paris. I found out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paris, out here,
California.
Paris, not Paris.
No, Paris, California.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, you know, it's funny because when you said "fuck that dude," what a lot of people don't understand about the Chicano culture, especially living in the hood, is that when you claim a name, well, I'm gonna say that your name is El Chivo or whatever, and then there's another guy 5 blocks on the street que se llama El Chivo. Most likely, you're gonna have to get him up with that dude for that fucking name, bro.
Yeah.
So I understand, and for the public, why you said what you said about
Right.
homeboy.
Yeah, because I was ready to get busy. You know what I mean?
Right,
That's what it was about then. But
Right.
he never stepped forward, so we just left it at that.
Right. Okay. Now, how did you come up with that name, Knightowl? And why Knightowl?
When I was a youngster in the neighborhood, I was always out at night.
Pinche desveladas, ¿verdad?
Yeah, desveladas. I just wouldn't go home. And hey, pinche vato, you're a night out, you know. So that's basically how it stuck. You know?
Okay.
And I kept it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I remember that was my barrio name, right? When I first started rapping, I was like, say, 13, 14. And I wasn't Knightowl, the rapper. I was Ray Rap C.
Really?
Yeah.
Ray Rap C.
Ray Rap C. You know, my last name's Corona. So see, that's something nobody fucking knows. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I don't give a fuck, you know. But back then, that's what it was, Ray Rap C. And I did a few shows like that, and later on, I'm like, you know what? Nah, you know, I got more into like the gangster rap, and I just kept my hood name.
Ray would be for Ramon.
Ramon, yeah.
Ray Rap C. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something that had a little East Coast twist to it right there.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, because if you really think about it, a lot of East Coast rappers had like 3 names.
Right,
Cool Mo D, Cool Rock Ski, Grandmaster Flash.
I didn't think of that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And Ray Rap C.
Right.
There you go.
That's what it was.
He could have been an East Coast legend. Anyways, brother.
Another Fat Joe or what?
Yeah, exactly. So now you're getting good feedback. So you drive down to meet Brumfield.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, isn't it funny that here was a black man that had a Chicano, if you want to call it that. I don't know if he called it that at the time.
Right.
But for the sake of the conversation, we'll call it a Chicano label. And isn't it funny that here was, if you will, a black visionary that saw possibly the beginning of Chicano movement.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like Steve YANO when he signed Proper Dos. He said, Tony, I can sell this shit. That's what he said. I can sell this shit. You know, I guess they all saw this movement coming in. And so you go down to Norwalk Records. Is that where you meet him?
No, I met Vince there.
Okay.
And Vince gave me his number. And then we met up at a studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that meeting go? Did you play the demos there?
Yeah, I did. And right away, he took me to the studio. He's like, hey, let's get busy. Let's start recording.
Okay.
So right away, within like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it talk about any money yet?
Not at the time. But once I started recording, I'm like, hey, so how are we going to do this, you know? And I was probably, out of all the people that he dealt with, obviously I was more business-minded, more smart. So I was the one that made the most money. I know that he had a bunch of other artists that really didn't know how to get that money, you know? But I used to, hey, you know, how much you going to break me off, you know, and blah, blah, blah. I get 20 grand here, 10 grand here. I mean, I made decent money from him. And see, the only difference between me and everybody else is that every time I did something with him, or when I did any type of any type of business with anybody, I never sold my rights. I gave them the rights to distribute my music and everything that I signed. I never signed my rights, so you own my shit.
Right.
You know, I was very smart in that. And now I own all my music, and that's why I'm getting paid.
Okay, and that's a good thing. The reason why I bring up the business aspect is because many times, especially us Chicanos, we just want to rap. We just want to work. We want to get our shit out there. And it's almost like, okay, I'm about to get my break. But when it comes down to the business, many of us are ignorant. And we have to get educated in that area. Like what you said, you kept all the rights to your music and you still own your rights. And that's why you can get paid.
Exactly.
I mean, imagine if somebody today says, you know what, I want the whole fucking Knightowl collection. Here's a fucking $1 million.
Yeah. Man.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. It's all you.
Yeah.
You know, I know rappers today that had platinum records, that had sold 1 million copies, and don't own shit.
And are broke as fuck.
Are broke as fuck. Yeah. Okay, their plaques, you know, their gold plaques or platinum plaques are in the fucking ¿cómo se llama? In the closet.
Right.
You know, and I knew a guy, and I won't mention the name. He has the key of Compton, in his fucking closet.
Wow.
And I said, what the fuck? And he's fucking broke as fuck. Oh, you know, it's because I sold all my rights, and they have nothing.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear that at least you were smart enough to at least think ahead of time, because most people think, you know, a short term. You thought long term.
Yeah.
And for me, I like to take it upon myself to try to educate, especially our raza, into being smart when we do business. You know, because many times, you know, people that think for the now, here's what they want to go out and fucking buy, you know, some fucking Louis Vuitton belt or Gucci Ferragamo belt, or, you know, some fucking True Religion jeans or whatever.
They just want to flash. That's all.
They just want to fucking flash, and then somebody will say, "Well, I'll give you another 1,000 for all your writers' credits or for all your writers," you know.
And they do it.
And they fucking do it, and then they want to go on Instagram and you know, do one of these fucking numbers, and then give them about a fucking year, and now they're saying that the label fucked them.
Right.
You know.
It wasn't the label; they fucked themselves.
Pretty much.
You know.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, and I know, me and you know a bunch of rappers that are out right now that sold their shit.
Right. I know a whole bunch. I won't mention any names, but I know a lot of them.
Okay, so now you did your first album. How long did it take you to do your first album?
Like 6 months.
Okay, 6 months. See, and you know that's the difference. Today, we could do a record. Honestly, I've known people that have did like 10 songs within about a week and a half.
Right.
And I don't know, me being a producer, how I can build chemistry with a rapper in a week and a half.
Right.
You know, si tú me dices, if you tell me Tone, I want an album. And let's just say I'm your producer.
Right.
I want to vibe with you, bro. I want to drink with you. I want to eat with you. I want to chill with you. But so that way I can kind of feel you.
Yeah, and to do something creative that's positive.
Yeah, there has to be some type of chemistry
Right.
between us. Today, guys are just like, well, you know what? I got a boom, okay, let me rap to it. And then that's it, you know?
Right.
And they're dropping albums, you know, like, you know, left and right. But I like the fact that you took your time. When it got released, what was the name of that album?
I just self-titled it The Knightowl.
The Knightowl. How did that do?
Fuck, it did great.
Really?
Yeah, in the streets, probably sold like easy in the streets. Fuck, man, maybe like 400,000 copies.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so did you sign a album deal with Brumfield?
No, Trip Out. This is what's funny. When I met him, somebody else heard what I was doing. It was a label out of Miami.
Okay.
The label was called Pandisc. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
No.
Okay, Pandisc. The owner was a guy named Bo Crane. They had Stevie B.
Okay.
Debbie Deb. They had freestyle
yes,
music.
now I know.
Okay, that was them. So they offered me a pretty big deal. But in the process, they wanted me to change my rap style and to do stuff like DJ's Laz at Mami El Negro or something like that. Like kind of
shit.
You know,
On some pit bull type of
yeah.
stuff.
And I said, nah, I'm not gonna do that shit. So they tried to shelf my whole album. We did it on 2-inch reel. It was recorded on 2-inch.
Right.
So they didn't want to give me the masters back. And luckily, I had gotten a cassette from Bo Crane with all the songs. So that's how I did my album. I took the cassette to the studio, made a glass master, and then I said, fuck this dude. And I started pressing them with Murray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now your first album does well. How soon after did you start working on your second one? Or were you doing shows, touring?
I was doing a little bit of shows here and there, not too many. But then I met a label named Greenside with some guy named Tone Mendoza.
Sounds very familiar.
From, I guess he was from like the Oakland area.
I was going to say the Bay Area.
Yeah,
yes.
he was from up there. And he wanted to put out my second album. So they gave me a little bit of money and we're working on the album. And Tone was a hustler. He was making money, you know, the illegal way. He got busted, got locked up. So that label just disappeared. So I basically took the album back and I released it through Murray. Again,
Okay.
I went back to Murray Brumfield. He gave me like 25 grand or something, put it out. And after that, I mean, that one did real well también, you know what I mean?
Okay. That was your second one then.
My second one.
What was the name of that one?
The Wicked West.
The Wicked West.
Yeah.
Those are dope names, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many songs did those?
The Wicked West had about, I think, 17 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, same producer?
No. The Wicked West was all done by a producer named Chris Gunn. He became my main producer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what year was that one released? Do you remember?
It had to be 94 or 95.
Okay, so it's pretty much around the time either we met or after we met.
Yeah, I think it might have been right after we met because I don't think I had the Wicked West out yet.
Yeah. I remember when I first heard you rap. I knew there was talent there, but it was so weird because you were kind of flipping it like that song, Here Comes the Night Owl. Although you were flipping it, and I remember I told my boy, I said, this guy reminds me of like the Mexican Bone Thugs or something, you know. You were just flipping it so dope, bro, and I really
yeah, it was something different. I remember when I got that beat, it was really hard to rap to because it was a swing beat, and I'm like, damn, how am I gonna do this, you know? And it took me like 2 months
really
to figure out the rap style, but once I figured it, I pretty much mastered it, and then I did it, and it was a piece of cake after that.
That song right there became a hood classic, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I was still DJing, I would, you know, I already had my record deal and I was traveling, but every once in a while, I would still DJ here in the hood. Okay. And when I would play that song, I would have shermed out ass motherfuckers, you know, dancing to fucking
Right.
Here Comes the Night
Doing
Owl,
the
homie.
boogie.
Yeah, you didn't even know you had Weed Meadows out here dancing to your shit, bro.
Right,
Seriously.
right.
So that was such a dope song. But Anyways, we're about to go into a little commercial break.
All right.
And then when we get back, we're going to talk about what everybody's been waiting for. Okay. Let's give them what they want. So
Let's give them what they want.
let's give them what they want. So
All right.
once again, Mr. Knightowl, I don't know if it's Mr.
Hey, it's not Mrs. That's for damn sure.
No.
Mr. Knightowl, my boy.
Knightowl is in the house on Roadium Radio. We'll be back, and I need you guys to stay tuned because at the very
Salud.
end of the show, we're going to have a very special guest, okay? A little surprise for you guys. So once again, call somebody, text somebody, pay somebody. I would say slap somebody, but slap somebody, okay? Because that's what we're going to be talking about next. So once again, 10-minute break, and we'll be back.
Peace.
Peace.
Check it out, right about now, Dr. Dre's on the wheels, and I'm about to cold tear shit up. Hey, yo, T, you got a level? Steve, hit record, man.
Get busy with Easy and Tony A on the 12 technique. See?
Here's a little something by a nigga like me. They never should have anybody take from me.
Yo, this is your main man, me.
You don't like cocaine, well, fuck.
I'm rocking shit at the Roadium. Let's do 1, 2, 1, 2. Right about now, you ain't Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking
Drop that bass.
A Roadium mixtape to me was something that was made just for the Roadium. You wouldn't hear it anywhere else. And they would do raps on those tapes that were nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? And they were truly the first mixtapes that we ever heard, you know? And they would shout the Roadium out, and you could kind of tell it was like someone's garage, maybe. The little echo, you know what I mean? It wasn't completely perfect and polished yet. But that was the beauty of it, that it was so raw that we could feel that shit. And I would just play them shits and draw. That was my inspiration, my motivation to draw. So I always had to have some type of music. You know, if it wasn't the Dynamic Superiors or the Temporis or some funk playing, it was, you know, second to none. It was quick. It was the Penthouse Players, you know, High C. And Tony G was at that time was like a god too. You know what I'm saying? He was out there DJing Latin freestyle parties, and all the girls had their hairspray like a lion and shit, and hickeys on their neck, and man, pushing strollers, and we'd be like, ooh, look at you know, these parties at La Casa and shit. You know what I'm saying? In downtown, and mini trucks and beds were folded in the air like transformers and shit in the boulevard, coming up and changing and flipping, and subwoofers beating before the person even hit the corner. You get goosebumps, like damn. And Elko would bend the corner on Dayton's, and you were like, ooh, that fool's strapped right there. That fool gotta be strapped. Motherfucker had candy ribbons, little Willie ribbons from Compton on the side of his shit. Jerry curl dripping all over his shit. Bent over to the side, bumping that fucking Roadium shit. And he had a tape that only came from right there. And if you didn't know about that place, or you didn't live in that area, you didn't have that shit. So that's kind of one up that the Harbor area had on a lot of other people. Compton was next door, but that Harbor area was ended in Gardena. You know what I'm saying? So, man, those were great times, man.
A Roadium mixtape is like a kilo of cocaine. It's like a kilo of Amigo powder. You get that shit, you cut that motherfucker open, and you put it in your motherfucking CD player, and you start listening, and you be like, that's dope, shit, this is dope. How you do that? But really, a Roadium mixtape, bro, if you haven't experienced it, and you was in hip-hop back then, I don't know what the hell you was doing. You done fucked up. A Roadium mixtape is like, it's a kilo of cocaine. Music-wise, I'm saying, motherfucker.
Man, that's a little tough, but I'll tell you what, it was the best thing ever for me, man. It was just kind of like something you never heard about. And especially West Coast was not getting that shine at the time, you know? So you would go to this place and they would make a custom tape, like, you know? And not knowing what it was just the sound that came out of those tapes that, if I'm correct, you'd have to like, I would be feeling for those things if it was monthly, if not sometimes bi-monthly, but a tape, it was just a mixture of the latest songs all mixed together. But the intro had like this crazy mix that I at the time I believed that it was like 4 turntables at the same time, but I was like, how the hell are they doing this? Like, was it Superman behind the turntables or something like that? But a mixtape was a real mixtape. It was actually a cassette too, you know, just for the record.
Hey, Tony, drop that. What, bass?
I bet.
My name is the Croft, the C-R-A-W-F-O-R-D, the poet high C. Tony A, the wizard, just as cool as a blizzard. Sticking out his tongue, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Oops, I'm sorry, homie, I didn't mean to say that. Steve is in the house, come on, won't you play that funky dope beat? You know you gotta throw me some Stanless ass Croft, coming straight from the Roadium.
You are now about to witness
Tony A. Get funky.
Tell her where you from.
You don't think I'm living, well, fuck you.
Who knows Saturday night in LA? Yo, feeling kinda fancy.
Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Where my tunes are like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Destruction is horrible, nourish not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby.
Yo, what's cracking? Nosotros somos Aqua y estamos aquí con Tony A, the Wizard. You know Roadium Radio, damn it. You know what it is.
Yo, what's cracking? It's your boy OG Arabian Prince from the world's most dangerous group, NWA. Sitting here with my boy Tony A, the Wizard, on Roadium Radio.
Big G, Roadium Radio, Tony A in full effect. Stay tuned, watch, listen. This is how we doing it over here.
What's up? This is Esther Dazzle, Spanish Fly Harbor Area's finest. Tune in to Tony A on Roadium Radio.
What up, this is Misfit Soto. You guys are now in tune to Roadium Radio right here on Tony Vision on YouTube. Yep.
Yo, what up? This is Mellow Man Ace and Padrino, and you tuned in to Roadium Radio with my man Tony A. Keep it locked.
Yo, what's up? This is Bozo, aka Emiliano. You tune into Roadium Radio on Tony Vision's YouTube channel. Let's get it.
What up? This is DJ Trick, Spanish Fly, and you're watching Tony A on the Roadium Radio Show.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio, episode 18, December 18th, special day. I got my good friend, Knightowl, in the building. We're going to get into exactly what everybody's been waiting for because, you know, it's just kind of like raza, you know, we all love chisme, you know. We all love to hear all the juicy details, and let's give it to him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Let's give it to him.
You know. So now, take us down that one day here, not necessarily here, but in the city of Norwalk. You come down, I guess you're having a meeting with somebody?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know, walk us through it, man.
Well, what happened was I went to sell some CDs to a guy named Jimmy from Urban Kings. And I was in his studio. And some guy got there, and he didn't want to come upstairs because I was there. Some guy named Creeper. And I told Jimmy, well, tell him to come upstairs. You know, I don't know the dude. And he was asking me, do you got a problem with him or something? I go, I don't even know who he is. So I knew there was something shady going on, but I really didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? Eventually, the guy came up and got a little smart. You know, we're going to get busy, and then he didn't want to. And then he left. And then he called back about maybe an hour later and asked if I was still there. They told him that I was there.
Okay. And where was this guy from? Was he a local or?
He used to do like DVDs, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know where he was from, but I know he was Capone's homie.
Okay.
At that time, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And
before you go any further, who were you there with?
There was two little kids that I took that were helping me carry all the CDs because we went all over LA dropping off CDs everywhere. We had like a couple of thousand CDs to drop off. So, you know, I would bring a couple of little morrillos. They were like 15 years old, 13 years old. They were just like regular kids, though. They weren't like not from the neighborhood or gangsters or nothing. And I was just trying to help them make a little bit of money so they would help me out. You know what I mean? So they went with me and they were there that day. And anyways, this dude calls and asked if I'm there. So they told him that I was. And Jimmy said, yeah, he's right here.
Right.
So I get on the phone. He wants to talk to me. And he asked me if I would license him In Love with a Gangster. That song, he wanted to use it for a DVD or something. So I'm like, well, yeah, no problem. You know.
And this is the same guy?
The same dude. So I thought something fishy, but he's like, you know, these Spanish and blah, blah, blah. And anyways, to make a long story short, I figured if he comes over here and he gets smart, I'm going to knock him out right quick. But that wasn't the case, though. The case was he was calling all kinds of people because he knew that I was there. And all kinds of people showed up.
Okay.
And the outcome was what it was. You know what I mean? All these people showed up. I was in the restroom. And when I came out of the restroom, a dude, Weddle Snipes, came at me. And I remember he had a nice pick, you know, and we was going to get busy. And all of a sudden, everybody else came out from the room.
Now, when you say everybody, about how many guys would you say were there? Is there a number?
It was either 5 or 6.
Okay.
But they were all strapped up, though. You know what I mean? And at that moment, you know, I got hit in the head with a pistol. You know, what was I to do? You know what I mean?
Right.
I couldn't really do much, you know.
Okay, so you got hit with the pistol. What happened to those 2 kids?
They threw them in the room at gunpoint, and they held them there. And they didn't let them get out. They put them in the closet or some shit. And, you know, they were shitting in their pants. Little kids, you know, it was not cool that they had to go through that. You know what I mean? Because they were youngsters, and they weren't even, like, gangsters or nothing, you know?
Right.
They were just regular people. And I think it was pretty fucked up. But, you know, it was all set up, you know what I mean? And I don't know of any real people that show up to places with cameras prepared to record an individual. You know, it was just kind of...
Well, you know, somebody's not going to be cruising around with a camcorder, you know, hoping to get into something so they could film it.
Right.
You know, obviously, it was set up. At least that's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
You know, because when I saw the video, okay, you were sitting there. That's the only part I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw maybe 1 or 2 guys trying to come up to you, whatever. And, of course, the camera guy. And I saw the guy that went up to you, Spanky, if I'm correct.
Right.
Okay. He went up to you and he started talking to you. And but I did see a couple of other guys there. I just didn't know who was there. That's not important. But I know there was more than one guy there.
Oh yeah, it was either 5 or 6.
You know, and if I'm correct, from after I shared something that someone told me that was there, because someone shared with me the story that took place after it happened. About a month later, it happened. This guy told me the same story, and I'll leave him unnamed because he told me if you ever share it, don't tell him who told you. Okay, so anyway, so these guys were there. You have a camera guy on you, and Spanky's talking to you. Do you even remember what you guys were even going back and forth about?
Well, basically, it all started over a girl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it started from the MySpace days. And
MySpace, wow.
Yeah. And he was trying to get at some girl that at the time
right.
I was with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I told him, hey, bro, you know, what are you doing? You know, you're disrespecting. And he kind of came at me like, you know, fuck you and fuck respect and blah, blah, blah. And to me, those words don't mean when I see you, I'm going to kill you. I mean, it's like, okay, if we have a problem like that, I mean, it's not going to go beyond a little boxing match or something. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's not that serious. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he used that as an excuse to try to boost his career and to make himself look big. And that's why they did all this setup bullshit. And, you know, I ended up getting set up. And it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't change what happened, but... You know, I'd say I came out a winner. You know what I mean? I got slapped. Oh, well. But I'm still here. You know what I mean? Now, a lot of people tell me, you know, oh, if I would have been there, that wouldn't have happened to me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Bro, if you would have been there, most likely you would have shitted in your pants when you got guns pointed at your face. I didn't do all that. I was trying to talk my way out of it because I'm human.
Right,
you know what I mean? I'm not a fucking man made of steel.
Of course.
So at that point... There's a difference between being scared to die and wanting to die. You know,
right.
I'm not scared. Doesn't mean I want to. Therefore, I'm going to be smart and I'm going to protect myself the best way that I can because I want to make it back home. I didn't know what their intentions were.
Of course.
You know what I mean? I've never spoke on this before, Tony, publicly, because at the time when it happened, if I would have been some kind of punk, I would have ran to the cops.
Of course.
You know, I never did that shit.
Right.
You know, I never went and I never told on them. I never said any of that. I just kept it to myself. And I let whoever think whatever they wanted to think to say what they want, you know. And I've gotten a lot of hating behind it or whatever. But yet, you know, I'm still here.
Yeah.
You know, and the bottom line is I'm not here to challenge nobody or whatever. But anybody that feels a certain way, I'm always easy to find. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not here to disrespect nobody. I've always helped a lot of people. I've been a good dude. And I didn't think that I deserved that because I've never done anybody wrong.
Right.
And I think to set somebody up is a straight bitch move.
Right. I understand.
Yeah.
Now, when, you know, and all that happened right around the time that YouTube kicked off, like in 2004, if I'm correct, YouTube, you know, went live.
Right.
So that video went viral. You know, and when I saw it, I remember I called you.
Right.
You know, because we had each other's numbers.
Right.
And we talked and everything. And then, but I never told you what I'm about to tell you now. Okay. About, I want to say about a month or a month and a half after that incident happened, there was a guy that called me and he said he wanted to buy some of my mixtapes. So I said, okay, I had just pressed them up on CD. Okay.
Right.
So me llamó and cool, you know, I think it was through MySpace as well, you know. So I went over there, we're talking, we're doing a little bit of business, and he tells me, he goes, you recognize that couch over there? And so I turned around and I said, like, you know, nobody ever asks you, do you recognize a couch?
Right.
So I was like, nah. And he said, that's where it all happened. So I'm thinking, what, a fucking porn or what, you know?
With your mind, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, you know? So he goes, no. He said, that's where Knightowl got slapped. So I turned around, I looked, and I was looking at it, and I was like, no shit? And I said, you were here? Or did you just buy the couch? You know? And he was just like, no, it happened here. And he goes, I was here. And he goes, they pointed a gun at me. He said a bunch of guys. This is the way he said it. A bunch of guys came in, pointed a gun at me, and they put me in a room, but I was still able to see. He says, and they had a camera guy, and there were some guys behind the camera, and they were pointing guns at him. He goes, I thought they were going to blast his ass. He says, and then when I saw him got slapped, I thought, okay, they're about to throw down. There was no way he was going to be able to fight 5 or 6 guys. That's what he said, And I said, no, okay, so, what else happened? And he just started telling me. He said, no, that was it. And then they started hitting him with the gun. They told him, open up your mouth. And, as far as with the gun is concerned. So he let me know the whole detail. And it was funny because when I talked to you, the stories were exactly the same, So when you shared stuff with me on what happened, I never known you as a mentiroso.
Right.
I've never known you as a liar, bro. You've always been a 100 with me, okay? And that's why we've been able to maintain a relationship
good
over
friendship.
Yes,
Right.
over 25 years, bro. So when he told me that, I wasn't expecting that. you
Right,
know?
right.
So it went pretty much right along with what everything you had said. Now, let me ask you a question, and it's just a man-to-man question, okay? If he would have showed up by himself, would things have been different?
Well, first of all, he wouldn't have showed up by himself. But if he would have, of course, he would have been snoring real quick. There's no doubts about that.
Right.
And I'm not saying I'm a bad dude or nothing, but the guy's like 5'2" with heels.
Right.
So, it's just easy to see. You know what I mean? That's why he got there with all the people. But, it is what it is, and I think that it's bad for the game to do things like that to your own people and to set people up, because that's what makes us look stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? It
All
is
good.
what it is, man.
Now let me say this, okay? Because here in the neighborhood where I'm from, okay?
Right.
When somebody didn't like you, they called you out, and you got to throw putazos, okay?
Yeah, you throw chingazos.
And then after that, you have a fucking beer, and then you squash it as dead.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. I understand that, but I know that this beef went on for a long time. And what I'm not getting from you is that you're still trying to reopen this old beef. I know you're not. It's done away with. It's water under the bridge. But we're talking about it because you know what? People wanted answers. You have never addressed it, and I wanted you to address it with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know you're a man, and I know you're a man about it, and you want to talk about it. And but like you said, you were set up. What this individual said, I wasn't there, so I can't say this is what happened. But what this individual said, that most likely you were set up. I get it. I understand it. I would have liked to have seen better if he would have just walked up to you and at least talked to you. Hey, man, you know what? You said this, said it, and just talk about it or whatever. Because one thing about me, man, is this. Being in the position that I am right now, I'm 51 years old. I work with black artists and I work with Chicano artists, okay? I'm at that point now, bro, where I don't want to see beef within the raza, bro. I don't. I'd rather try to build a platform like this and try to unite raza to come together, because that's why we've never climbed that ladder, because we hate on each other, man. I think sometimes we are our own worst enemy.
Our worst enemy. And I think you're exactly right, because every time, ever since day one that I can remember, whenever you have something that comes out, the other man, instead of giving you props, he's trying to put you down like, that shit's whack, or this guy is better, or whatever. But there's never a good comment from another artist. Usually it's bad feedback, because they feel inferior or they feel threatened that you're better than them. So, it's hating.
Right.
And
right.
it sucks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if we have a merry-go-round and everybody held hands instead of like having gaps, we'd go so far. Because
me and you talk often.
Right.
And
right.
I told you the Chicano rap game is almost like playing musical chairs. There's
Exactly.
people fighting for a chair. And what I want to do, and what I hope you help me do, is let's put chairs out for everyone, bro.
Right.
There's just enough light for everyone.
There is.
There's enough money for everyone. There's no need to be hating on anybody, bro.
No, there's not.
You know what I'm saying? You know, look, you don't know how much longer you're going to be here, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. We know that tomorrow's not promised, bro. So I'm not going to go around talking shit about somebody, or fuck that fool, fuck that leva, or whatever. I'm not, bro.
Right.
When that happened to you, see, I never met Spanky, bro. I've never met him, and I don't have anything against him. As a matter of fact, right now, I'll take the time to invite him to come onto the show. And if he doesn't want to address it, that's all good. I'll talk about his art, I'll talk about his tattooing, or whatever, because I'm into furthering the raza instead of holding us back.
Right.
You know, this is a platform that maybe one day we've laid a foundation where we want our own raza to, if you will, surpass everything that we've ever accomplished. So when we're no longer here, they can at least remember us as saying, esos dos, o esos tres, o esos cuatro, you know, they laid a foundation for that there could be unity with the raza, for us to be heard, for us to have a voice. Because, dude, we are the majority, but yet we're still on the outskirts of this thing that we call hip hop.
Right.
Okay.
And, you know, that's the thing, you know, that we need to stick together and stop fighting each other, you know what I mean?
Right.
And if we can do that, we can grow.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we have to stick together. We got to stop fucking fighting each other.
Absolutely. Now, let me say this. If I would have had a bunch of guys pointing guns at me, okay, my least concern would have been a fucking slap.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know, people like to hang on to that. Oh, you got bitch slapped, or you're a bitch. Why didn't you ever do anything? Let me tell you something, man. Here's one thing I would not have wanted. For the police to call my mother and saying, can you come and identify your son?
That's the main reason, Tony, that I held back. You know what I mean? Not because of me, because I had to fight my pride. And I didn't want my mom to go through that.
Of course. And
tuve que morder un pinche huevo, carnal.
Yeah, exactly. Now think about this. People have been DMing me, been messaging me, emailing me, asking why he didn't do anything. You know, first of all those people that are asking that are not in your shoes, so it's easy to ask those questions. I get it.
The main reason, Tony, look, when that happened, my first intentions were to create a lot of harm.
Of course.
Okay. I did come up this way, and I looked for him. I couldn't find him. And then I got in trouble. And I got caught with a bunch of weapons, and I got locked up. During the process of getting locked up, I bailed out. My mom had an aneurysm, ended up paralyzed. At that point, I didn't give a fuck what people said about what happened. You know, I just wanted my mom's to get good, you know what I mean?
Of course.
She was in a coma for a couple of months. That's what I dealt with. And after that, I had to turn myself in and do some time. So when I got out, it gave me a different state of mind. And I'm glad I didn't do nothing at that moment, because if I would have did something, all fingers were pointing at me. Everybody would have known it was me.
Of course.
And I would have been in there for the rest of my life. And I wouldn't be here right now speaking with you.
Of course. You know what? And you know what? Let me tell you something. And I think that's a blessing, bro, that nothing happened, because now you're here. Okay. And you know, many times, let me share something with you that happened to me. Not necessarily similar, but you could understand why a person sometimes doesn't retaliate. Okay. I want to say it was like 1994, 93, somewhere around there. I had a Cadillac on gold dames. I had sounds and everything.
Right.
And one of my homeboys told me, you know, can you give me a ride home? It was about 3:30 in the morning. And I was fucked up, bro. Like estaba tomando toda la noche. I was drinking all damn night. So he told me, can you give me a ride home? And I said, yeah, okay, cool. I'll give you a ride home. I remember I was bumping Ramon Ayala, just bumping that shit. I dropped them off. I flipped the U. And I remember I was starting to see blurry, okay? But I see a guy about a half a block down the street, in the middle of the street, waving at me like this. Now, I'm bumping this motherfucker, okay? I got my windows rolled up, but I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, 3:30 in the morning, and he's waving at me like this, okay?
Excuse me.
So as I get close to him and I pull up this close, now I'm like this now. This motherfucker does this, and he's fucking starts shooting at me, okay? I knew who the guy was. I recognized him. You know, I saw him close. Thank God, bro, that I didn't fucking die that night. Okay, I still don't know until this day why he shot at me. Like, I don't know. I know he was from a rival neighborhood. Maybe that was just it. I drove to my friend's house, and it was so funny, man. I was so drunk. I wasn't even concerned that I get hit. I was more concerned this motherfucker shot at my Cadillac.
Yeah, like, is the pain okay?
Yeah. So about a year later, I saw the guy, and me and my mom were in the market, and he had maybe about 3 guys with him, and he's calling me out in front of my mom.
Wow.
Okay. And I told him like this: look, if you want to go outside, bro, it'll just be me and you. But we're not going to take your homeboys out there, because I'm not going to fight all 4 of you guys. That's exactly what I said. And he kept telling his homeboys, nah, fuck him, let's jump him. And I looked at their homeboys and I said, hey, bro, you guys going to jump me in front of my mother? I said, look, have a little bit of respect, bro. Tell your homeboy that if he wants to throw down with me and him can go outside, and you 3 can wait right here. They finally told him, well, take him outside. And he didn't want to go. Okay? He didn't. Fine, they left it alone. But I told him, I'll see you later, bro. 6 months later, passed by me and my younger brother, walk into a liquor store, and he sees us, and he's fucking by himself, and he looked like he fucking saw a ghost. And he looked at me and he said, I bet you now you want to fuck me up. And I said, let's go outside, man. Make a long story short, I told the guy, because he wanted to shake my hand and told me he was sorry. I said, I'm not going to shake your hand, bro, because that fucking hand put the trigger on me. All I'm going to say is get the fuck out of here, bro. I don't ever want to see you again. Now, my brother told me, why don't you give the guy a fucking pass? And he was so upset with me. And here's what I said. If anything would have happened to him, guess who they would have came looking for?
You.
Me. And guess what? I would have did fucking life for a fucking idiot. And I wasn't going to do that, bro.
Right.
So let me tell you something. So what happened to you, I've never lost any respect for you, bro. I still called you and we still talked.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? But I understood the situation. So, again, I don't have nothing against anybody. I don't. I want to make that clear. I don't have nothing against anybody that was there that day, because I can't live with unforgiveness or bitterness in my heart, bro, towards anyone, you know. But I just hope that this is just past now and we can move forward onto this. But I do believe that this needed to be addressed, and I'm glad that we addressed it, you know. So
yeah, it's the first time I actually speak on it, you know. I've never spoke on it for many reasons, you know what I mean. The code in the neighborhood is you never talk about that type of shit. When it first happened, you know, if I would have said something, it's like I'm ratting, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So I never said nothing, you know. I just said, hey, you know, it is what it is. Let people think whatever they want to think, you know what I mean? You got to know how to keep your mouth shut at times, you know. And at least that's the code that we're raised by, and that's what we learn. And not everybody follows it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But everybody knows what's up now, and, you know, through it I got a lot of bullshit, a lot of hating. And, you know, sometimes I get depressed because I'm like, man, how can people turn on you so quickly?
Right, right.
After all I've done for our fucking people.
Right.
I mean, I do this for the fans, bro.
Of course.
Not for me.
Of course. Well, you know, for people to, you know, then they were never really your friends to begin with, or supporters to begin with, because if that's all they have
Amen
on you,
to that.
you know, as a fucking slap, then whatever. You know, those people went there, so we could let them talk and say whatever they want to say, you know. But the way I know things is that motherfuckers would go hand to hand, mano a mano, one on one, and that obviously that didn't happen, bro. You
Right.
know? And I'm not going to say anything negative about those people, because I don't know those people. You know, I just wish shit wouldn't have went down like that, because that, if anything, I think that set us back years, bro. Because
It did.
if anything, us Chicanos should be moving forward. You know, we shouldn't be, and I'm just saying this out of my own heart, we shouldn't be on some gangbanging shit in this rap game. Okay?
Right.
In this rap game. I'll give you an example. When La Raza first came out, the Kid Frost song, okay?
Right.
Many of my homies in the neighborhood, we would be cruising and they had the cassette single. They put it on, the song had just dropped, and it spread like wildfire. I mean, you know that song.
Yeah, yeah,
okay?
it was big.
It was big. And instead of my homies saying, you know, what do you think? The song's fucking dope, huh? Like what he's saying, this is like a straight hood song or whatever. They were too busy saying, I wonder where that bato's from. That's what they were saying. It wasn't even about that he was a dope artist, that he was a dope lyricist, the beat was banging. It was about where is he from? Where is he from? And then that's when I saw, okay, this could possibly be trouble for us because we're incorporating the hood shit into this music thing. So, is that a good thing?
Man, it's
where has it gotten us?
I mean, it's gotten us to a certain place, but with a lot of bullshit involved.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, man, I hope we give the people what they wanted because that's what they wanted to hear.
Right.
And I hope, once again, bro, I never saw you any different. I never did. Okay.
Right.
As a matter of fact, when we go to break, we're gonna have a couple of more beers.
That's right. Yeah, because I'm out.
Yeah. We're gonna get you some more.
Stellas.
And I'm gonna take a couple of shots with you. And I want people to hold on because we got a nice little surprise for them.
Oh, we got a guest in the house, right?
Yeah, we got a guest in the house, so we got a nice
people
little
are gonna
surprise.
trip the fuck out, and I think some jaws are gonna drop.
Yeah, I hope some calzones drop after this too.
That'll be nice.
So yeah, man, that'll be good. So for anybody out there hating, look, let me say this. Let me save you some time. Okay, it's not going to get you anywhere. You know,
Right.
I remember this one wise man told me a long time ago because when I was younger, dude, I used to be so fucking full of hate and anger. And one day he told me, jealousy is going to get you nowhere. And
you know who told me something very similar, and I still remember it to this day. Was Jerry Heller, rest in peace. Jerry Heller told me, when you need to worry is when people don't even talk about you. As long as they're talking shit or being positive, it doesn't matter. You're in their fucking mouth. So they're promoting you. So, I mean, I'd rather people talk good about me because, I don't like to hear bad shit. I mean, the only bad shit they can possibly say is a little hating. But as far as anything else, I'm a good dude. I'm righteous. So I know that the hating, it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm used to all these internet superstars. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of
internet gangbangers, bro.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what it
fucking tough on behind the camera,
Yeah.
and I just trip out, man. It's like let them have their fucking fun.
Have you seen that meme where it's a guy in, I think he's in like California, arguing with a guy in Japan? Where you from, fool?
No, I haven't seen it.
On the fucking internet. Like, really? Fucking cyber bangers, homie.
Right.
But anyways, we don't listen to that, bro, because that's all negativity. You know what?
Right.
I want to move forward, bro. And we're going to go to a little break. And when we come back, we want to talk about the state of Chicano rap and other things, man. And then,
Right.
And then we'll get into our guest.
We're going to do our thing.
Yeah, man. So
right.
thank you, bro, for
Thank you, bro.
sharing that with us. Hopefully that's water under the bridge. Let us move forward. And once again, I want to invite Spanky to the show. We don't even have to address this, man. Get at me, contact me, and I'll book you. We could talk about your art. We could talk about tattooing. If I can help you through this show in any way, I would like to do that, bro.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, no problem. And if he would like me to be here and sit next to him and we can talk, that's cool too.
A tomar unas caguamas.
Yeah, we can drink a couple of beers.
No, that'll work, man. All right, we'll be back. Johnny Boy, take us away.
About now, Dr. Dre is in effect. Cold tearing shit up with my man Steve at the Roadium swap meet. And we here to lay it on the line. To all them sucker niggas out there claiming our tapes and shit, we just got one thing to say.
Look at you boy, your ass is mine. Look at you boy, your ass is mine. Look at you boy, your ass is mine. Yeah! Now my name is Dr. Dre. I got the baby. Now my name is Dr. Dre. Now my name is Dr. Dre. Now my name is Dr. Dre. Went to a party in West LA. Wanna learn a new dance, that's what you say. Well, here's a new dance that can't be matched. So just step to the floor and do the catch. Here it come, here it come, here it kitty come, come. Here it come, here it come, here it kitty come, come.
Wow. The instrumentation of, or the importance of the Roadium swap meet and the mixtapes in the careers of Eazy-E and NWA and Dre and Yella and a lot of other folks too, even Battle Cat, was very, very high because, again, they needed an outlet, particularly when people weren't really checking for them and that sound that they were trying to create elsewhere. at the Roadium, you had at least a way to sort of mass market your stuff and have people listen to it and give it an opportunity and give it a chance. And because Steve believed in and already had a relationship with Dre and Yella, he was more open to allow them to do that. And they were doing mixtapes for him too. Dre was doing them, Yella was doing them. So you could squeeze in, or they can squeeze in or sneak in some of that NWA stuff. So when people bought the mixtapes and they heard the songs in there, yo, what's that song? It's dope. I want to hear that again. So it was a way to really market NWA and market the material that they had that wasn't getting, you know, let's say the radio play or getting the distribution that it needed at that time.
You know, Steve is definitely a part of the beginning. And he was there, gave everybody a voice. And that was in the beginning. It gave everybody inspiration to want to do more. Like you, made you want to do more. Like me, made me want to do more. Like you, everybody, ran. It goes down. The list is so long on how the Roadium swap meet inspired people to be able to put music out, because people couldn't put music out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you get your little song and you put it on the Roadium swap meet, it'd be all over LA. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to press up no records back in there. Well, you did, but if you got them to Steve, they would be on the mixtape, because he would put them on the mixtape. And I remember he was bringing the big crate, and Steve, you know, you get the crate and put them diamond style, and he would pick them up, give them to Dre, 4-track. They had the 4-track right there, and Steve would just sit there the whole day. They sit there the whole day. So I just remember that. I mean, you know, a lot of stuff happened back then. You know, we went our separate ways, you know, but at some point, you know, I still always remember. It's like your first grade teacher, you know her name.
Lonzo, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure?
Motherfucker, I'm ready, goddamn!
Like it ain't shit, cause I'm a player motherfucker named DJ Quick. It's a full-time jack move. Chili chill, yo, homie, make the track move. Freestyle, me and mama keep the big chicken. Sweat dripping, girl, it's a little when you chill. Walked in the house, got shot. 1,
Just do 1 2 1 2. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium swap meet, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man. Got my man throwing down. Hey, mom, what's for dinner?
Yo, welcome everybody to Roadium Radio, December 18th, episode 18th. This is a special day. My boy Knightowl, all the way from his hometown, San Diego, is in the building. And we're going to get right into it. My brother, did you get another cold one?
Oh, yeah. I got another cold right here.
You feeling good?
I'm good.
You know how good I feel right now, bro? I actually feel that if I had like a big-ass bowl of pozole, like we could just be eating live, bro, right
man
now. You know what I'm saying?
Un pozolazo and some more beers and pinche mariachi.
Exactly, bro. So anyways, so now right now, the last time we talked, you sent me your album,
right?
And your new album. That's,
right.
When was it released?
On the 13th
of this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just came out.
I'm gonna tell you what I liked about it.
Uh-huh.
The name of the album, Al Pacino.
Right.
That shit was hard, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. You know?
I like that shit, bro.
A little creative.
Yeah, Al Pacino.
The cover, you see the cover, I took it from one of the scenes in the movie, and I dressed the owl in the Scarface suit, you know?
That shit is dope,
pretty
man.
Dope, yeah.
Would you ever wear like an owl like for Halloween or anything like that?
Nah, never.
You ever get an owl and like while you're performing or anything like that, man?
Nah, but I was trying to buy one, you know, at one time.
Right.
Nah,
I mean, you know how sometimes you see these guys that are about to get their taxes done,
yeah,
and they're holding the sign, and they're just like a clown, or
right.
You know, maybe an owl costume or something like that.
An owl outfit.
You know what I'm saying? So now, what are you working on now? Are you just kind of like trying to push this record? Are you working with any artists? What can we expect from Knightowl in the future?
Well, I got a lot of new music that's unreleased and a lot of old stuff that I never released. But my main focus now, it's not really myself to release new music. You know, I'm gonna put out some stuff and continue for a little bit. I still got music in me, but I want to help youngsters. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to help other people blossom and become the next great superstars, you know, if I can be a part of it, you know what I mean? And one of my artists, you know, which is here today, he's in the back chilling, Big J. That's like my little brother.
Yeah, we got Big J and we got Big Daddy Swoles in the house.
That's right. So. And, you know, I'm definitely trying to, you know, finish up his album. We're probably about 75% done.
Okay, and who's producing this record?
VMF.
Okay.
And basically just VMF right now.
Okay.
And that's who we got right now. But he's dope. He's really, really dope.
Okay. Now, somebody had asked me a question. I thought it was important to ask you because I know how many albums now. First of all, before I get to my question, would you say you have out like that? Knightowl has released your own stuff.
My own stuff, probably about maybe 20.
20 records. Fuck,
yeah.
Who does that, bro? That's a lot. But you know, it just goes to show your hustle.
Right.
Okay?
I mean, I've been doing it for about 25 years.
Okay, you know, so almost a record a year, pues.
Yeah, yeah. I've been doing it for quite a long time, and you know that's one thing that I mean I'm proud of myself, you know, because a lot of people, you know, they were able to do one album, 2 albums, 3 albums, and you know 3, 4, 5 years, and they disappeared, and I've been able to stay in the game for 25 years, you know what I mean, and I'm still here.
Dope. Well, you know. I've been in the game for a long time and I'm still here, but I wish that I could have done a lot more. Like I wish I could have done a record with you. I wish I could have done a record with Frank B. I really
Right.
liked Frank B, you know?
Right.
I really liked Ernie. I wish we could have somehow collabed and did something together.
Right.
Another guy that I wish I could still, well, we did do a record, but it never came out. But hopefully, I would like to do some more stuff, even with my boy Mellow Mayonnaise. Okay.
Yeah, Mello's, man, that's cool. A cool dude right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool cat.
And I would, you know, say that, well, I'll mention that person later. But there are other artists that I would like to work with, you know, because I do want to see them
Right.
progress and move up ahead and surpass whatever we have accomplished, you know, because that's what it is. You know, a lot of people that have made it, they don't want the next man to come up.
Right.
You know, there's enough room for everyone, bro.
There's a lot of room, man. You know,
You know.
so what we need to start doing as like Chicanos is be more united.
Mhm.
I mean, stop fucking hating so much, man. And if that stops, we're gonna grow.
Absolutely. Grow and grow strong and take over this entire business, bro.
Hey, you seen what's happening as of next year, Tony?
A ver, dime.
With YouTube and all Billboard.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me about
Yeah,
that.
you know, so all that stuff's gonna start counting. You know, the YouTube views, the streaming, the Pandora, everything, iTunes, everything's gonna be accounted for now.
Yeah. And there's a lot of us there that are hungry, and I'm not saying everybody's hating, but those that are, man, it's better if we just unite and take over this business that I believe belongs to us because we are the number one consumer of hip hop. I said this on the show with Aquid. We are hip hop's economy here.
Right.
Okay. All of the money that is spent on music, concerts, clubs, apparel comes from us.
Right.
You know. Now, can you imagine if we start supporting each other?
Man, unstoppable.
Unstoppable, bro. Unstoppable. Because there's power in numbers, and we have plenty of numbers. I mean,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? I got Mexican friends that live in Wisconsin. Okay?
Mhm.
Seriously, okay? Let me tell you something. I know it's going to trip you out and it's going to trip out our listeners. The best pozole that I ever had, bro, was not in Mexico. You know where it was? It was in Jackson, New Jersey.
Is that right?
Yes. Okay.
And don't tell me some white people made it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Esta gente vino de Mexico. They came from
Right.
Mexico, bro. And they said that they came, they offered them a job. So they sent them to New Jersey. They didn't know where that was. So they set up shop. Of course, it's a white man owner, but they cook all the food. Man, I swear to you, I want to go
Bomb.
back. Yes, I want to go back to just for that pinche pozole, bro.
Wow.
Seriously. You know.
You know, the best pozole I ever had was green.
Really?
Pozole verde.
¿De dónde?
In San Diego.
No
There's
shit?
a spot over there. But it's so fucking good, bro.
Okay, well, let's stop talking about food because I'm gonna want to cut the show early, bro. Okay, so now, okay, so you got an artist coming out. Do you have your own label?
Mm-hmm. Start Off Records.
Start Off Records.
Yeah.
And how many artists do you have signed?
I have about 20.
No shit.
Yeah, I got the Real Most Hated, Ewok.
Ewok, like the Ewok from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. That'll work.
My boy Big J, and then the majority of my artists are in Mexico.
Okay.
I got a lot of artists out there.
Yeah, see, you're investing in
Yeah,
something that's
because
about to take off.
It's booming out there.
Yeah.
People ain't knowing.
Yeah. Okay. So now the question that somebody had asked was, now you have a bunch of unreleased, I guess, or do you have a bunch of unreleased old stuff?
I do.
That never really came out. Do you ever plan on doing anything with it?
Yeah, I'm gonna release it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when, but whenever I get in the mood for it.
Okay. Okay. Because I know that there's a lot of stuff that a lot of artists like would have said, you know, I would have never put that out, but I did it, you know.
Right.
It's kind of like Prince, you know, one of my favorite, if not my favorite artist.
Likewise.
You know, when he passed away, they started digging into his vault and started releasing shit that he would have never have released.
Right.
And I get it, you know, that he would never release it, but still, us the fans, we want to hear it. And you have fans that want to hear it.
I have probably, Jesus, man, about 100 songs.
Really?
That I've never released, yeah. A lot of stuff is not finished. They only have a verse, some 2 verses, you know, but I got a lot of stuff that's there.
No shit?
Yeah.
Now, you shared with me, and I think it's important that you share with people why you don't do shows anymore. You know, I know you told me that. Well, I'm gonna let you share it because people have been asking me why doesn't he perform anymore? When can we see him? I don't remember the last time I saw him. And you shared with me why, as of lately, you haven't been doing any shows.
Right. Well, I mean, some people know. You know, some don't. The majority don't. But I ran into some health issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ended up in the hospital for like 7 months. I almost didn't make it, but I pulled through. When I came out of the hospital, I was blind. I couldn't see shit. So how in the hell was I going to go out and perform when I wasn't able to do so? You know what I mean? I just recently got a operation on my left eye, so my vision's back on that eye. I'm going to get my other one operated in about a month, and I should be all right after that. And with my health, you know, things have been getting better. And I really, really miss performing, and I look forward to being 100 and to do more shows. The reason why I didn't do them is because whenever I do a show, I give it 100. And if I'm going to go and look like a fool and have people see me on stage looking stupid, I'm not going to do that. If I ain't 100%, I ain't doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I want to give the fans their money worth. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I'm going to do it as soon as I'm able to. But I ain't forgot them. You know, I'm still here. And one of the reasons why I'm really proud of this last album I did was because during the whole process of that album, I wasn't able to see what the fuck I was writing. So the whole album, I basically freestyled it. I couldn't write because if I wrote, I wasn't able to read what I was, doing. So I had to just get on the mic and just come up with the shit right off the top of the head. So for doing that, I think I did a pretty good job.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I did that album.
Yeah.
And my boy Big J was a witness to that. He was there on 6 of my songs.
Now, this may sound like a dumb question, but I need to ask it.
Mm-hmm.
You having all these health issues and recording this album, why didn't you just stop and just say, I don't want to do this anymore?
Because I love music.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Well, you know what? If I'm correct, they can buy this record on all platforms?
Yes, it's out now.
Okay, it's out now. And what is the feedback you've been getting from it?
Fucking bomb.
No shit?
Really good, yeah.
Okay. Any features? Any guest producers?
Chris Gunn, which has been my main producer throughout the years. I got VMF. I got David Salas. I got my boy named Bogus. I got Sick One. That's about it. And excuse me if I forgot someone, but I don't think that I did. But my main producers have been VMF and Chris Gunn. I mean, those guys are fucking ridiculous.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you still want to perform though, right?
Of course, man. I love it, man.
See, and that's what I love
get a
about
rush.
you, because you're not a quitter, bro. You can actually say, ya no se puede, I can't, my health, but you know what? You're eventually going to get better. You're eventually going to get back on the road and start doing, your shows again. And I want to say, because as long as I've known you, I've never seen you perform.
Right.
Now, as far as music, is there any producers or any rappers that maybe you want to work with in the future, or you just want to pretty much just build your own artist?
Honestly, I've always wanted to do a song with Scarface. He's like my favorite rapper.
Now, you Scarface, Ghetto Boys, Houston, Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny that you say that, because I asked Frank V that, and who would your dream come true rap song? And the first one he said was Scarface.
Really?
Yes, and then he said Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why out of all people Scarface?
Because he just comes real with it. To me, I feel what he does, the emotion and passion he puts behind his lyrics. And I can relate to what he does and what he says. It's not like all radio shit, but I love his music, man.
Dope.
It's a little dark, but I can relate to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's as far as rappers. As far as producers, there's quite a few producers I'd like to work with, but definitely we got to pick up where we left off, and we got to do something, make a single or something.
Okay.
I think,
Yeah.
I'd like to do something with you in the future, man.
I would like to do that, and I'll actually even do a video with you, bro.
Of course.
Even do a video. Is there any videos out? I know your health conditions, but were you able to do any kind of videos for any of these songs?
I haven't, but I will.
Okay.
I'm going to do a couple of videos. I mean, I'm a lot better than what I was. I mean, you got to remember, I was in the hospital for like 7 months. I couldn't even walk, man. I was all fucked up. You know what I mean?
No
so
shit.
at that point, the haters really came out then. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck, we can't do shit, But, you can't even see, But now, everything's getting back to normality. So the new and improved Knightowl is going to be in the building very soon.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Okay, here's what we're going to do then. All right? We're going to take a 5-minute break. We usually don't do this.
Okay.
A 5-minute break, and then we're going to bring our special guest.
All right.
You ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And I hope you guys are ready for that too, because you guys will not be disappointed. I try not to disappoint you. I try to bring you guys the best shit. I try to ask other Chicano rappers to come on to my show. Many of them have denied me that and have said, well, you know what? I'm cool. That's fine. No problem. But we go with what we got, okay? And that's our motto here. So give us 5 minutes. We're going to get ready, and we're going to have a surprise for you guys. So call somebody, text somebody, and slap somebody.
If not, we'll slap them for you.
Yeah. So see you guys in a minute. These right here are the ultimate breaks and beats. These were introduced to the West Coast by Steve YANO. They came from the East Coast to the West Coast, and they were sold only at the Roadium. You can still see the Roadium sticker there. And these are called, once again, the ultimate breaks and beats. If you're a DJ or a producer, you better know what these are. If not, don't call yourself a DJ or a producer. Me and High C right here, we know about these. Back in the day, I would have doubles of everything. Here's a quick story. When Ice Cube left NWA, he came over to my pad, and I was playing some beats for him. Before he left to New York to do his album, America's Most Wanted, he actually asked me if he can borrow a set of my ultimate breaks and beats. I let him borrow it, never saw the dude again, man. I guess that's what he meant by Jacket for Beats. But you know what? Much love to Ice Cube. He helped put not only Compton, South Central, but West Coast on the map. So much love to him. But once again, these are the records that Steve introduced to the West Coast. You don't believe me? Ask Dr. Dre.
Yo, this is High C and Tony A chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch. The shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the streets to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a grand.
Yo, welcome back everyone to Roadium Radio. And I said that today we would have a special guest in the building. But before we get into that special guest, I want to touch on something that was brought up about a month and a half ago. I had a special guest here that had something to say about a certain individual, and we want to clear the air here, live on Roadium Radio, simply because, for this reason, I am for the uniting our people together to go forward, to move forward. And if I can be a part of uniting people, then I feel that my mission's accomplished. Put it this way, I don't get paid for doing this. I give up my time for doing this because I want to see, especially our people, move forward, climb that ladder, if you will. I want to see more people working for Netflix. I want to see our people working for HBO and Showtime, working for radio stations. And I'll tell you why. So that when our younger talent goes to these places, you guys are already there opening the door for our people because you guys understand our culture. I try to shop this documentary, and everybody that I've met, if I had 10 meetings, everybody that I met was either white, black, Indian, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they didn't understand the culture, and that's my point. So without further ado, allow me to introduce, once again, Knightowl and my boy Misfit.
Yes, sir.
Misfit Soto, thank you for coming here. Knightowl.
What up?
I know about a month and a half ago, somewhere around there, I did a show with Misfit. Some things were said. Misfit was a little confused. He wasn't sure what was going on, what he said that was wrong. I know you heard some things. You felt that he owed an apology. Since then, you guys have talked, okay?
Right, yeah.
And I'm glad that you guys did, because to me, when he texted me and he told me we talked, everything's good. To me, I'll be honest with you, I was very, very happy, bro. I was very excited because I'm gonna tell you this, Knightowl. I've known you for a long time, bro.
Right.
And I've only known him for a short time, but I got a lot of love for this dude, bro.
Right.
And if I can help him accomplish things that I've never was able to accomplish, I want to do it. And I think it's important for people like me and you, to if you will, to coach or to help or if you will, be a huge influence for the next generation. Because let me tell you something, when we're no longer here, he'll be able to do the same thing for the next generation to allow our people in to this business, if you will.
Right. Well, like I've told my lady, when I'm not here, I want to be remembered as somebody that helped and did something for my gente, just kind of like you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's always been me, and I've never been one that I have to be the one to shine. I've always been like, if I can help that motherfucker right there blow up, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys that I have to be the one to shine.
Right.
I've never been like that. I've never been a hater. Even if I don't like somebody and I like their music, I'll still play their music. It's just I might not like the person as a person, but I've never been a two-face. You know what I mean?
Right.
And probably what's gotten me in trouble before is I speak my mind, and sometimes I say, fuck it, what it is. And sometimes shit happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just me, though. I've never been any different. I don't know how to be different.
Right.
Yeah, we had a situation, me and Misfit, and it really was not towards him. I never had a problem with him. You know what I mean? It was because of another individual that I don't want to mention, because we're not here to bring negativity or to bash on anybody either. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know who it is, and that's enough for me. But just, certain little comments and this and that, and things got blown out of proportion because of all the things that were going on.
Right.
And then I said some shit. He responded, because you got to remember, it doesn't matter who you are. If someone says something to you, you're going to say something back.
Of course.
And sometimes you're not going to say what they want to hear. It's obvious.
Right.
You're going to be like, fuck you, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the way it goes, Doesn't mean I dislike the man. I've never met him until now.
Right.
But we chopped it up and we good. And that's where it's at. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Yeah.
I think.
Go for it.
I just think that behind the whole social media thing, it's like I felt like when I spoke to him, on the phone, it's like I felt like me and him had the same like thought process as far as like the culture and what it needs. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, I can't be talking about all this unity stuff and not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
So
Speak a little bit closer, brother.
Oh, like I can't be a hypocrite and speak about all this unity and not have any action. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, and I was speaking to him. He was bringing up some things that I was just like exactly what I felt. You know what I'm saying about the culture, man. And it's definitely we do gotta just put the petty stuff to the side and just come together and just rock shit. You know.
Right. Exactly. That's what it's about. It's about the music that's the glue that keeps us together, bro.
You know, it is. And, you know, my whole thing is, excuse me, that we have a lot of talent within our own gente. Unfortunately, we have a lot of shit that's whack too. And that's why sometimes we don't want to be associated with it because there's a lot of garbage out there.
True.
But on that same token, you know, there's a market for us right now.
Yes.
And it's growing and it's getting bigger. So let's embrace this fucking Chicano market. Doesn't mean we have to go and say, I'm Chicano, I want to rap. No, because I've always said, look, in Chicano rap, there's people that rap gangster. There's people that do love shit. There's people that do party stuff. So there's different types of music. And when you're a Chicano rapper, we didn't give ourselves that title. The media did. They put us in the box themselves. We didn't choose to be called that and separate ourselves from everyone else. They separated us. You know what I mean? So I feel that in the beginning, we were powerful enough to create our own genre.
Yes.
That's fucking pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, who else does that shit?
Absolutely.
You know? We created a genre, you know, myself, Little One, Shadow, S.A. Rich Rock, Frank V, you know, and we did something that nobody else had done, you know, to create a genre and let's take this shit to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And let's blow this shit up, man. And there's too many of us, you know, not to do it. We have people here. We got people in Mexico. We got people in Spain, in Chile, Nicaragua, all the Latin continents that you can think of, they support what we do. So why not give it to them?
Absolutely.
Let's do it, you know what I mean? And let's each do it in our own way.
Yes.
You know, Misfit, he's dope.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to, because he's raza, he doesn't have to rap like certain individuals and be like, orale, you know,
Right.
just
When he told me that, I was like, okay, I got you.
Do your thing.
Yeah,
Do your thing. See, we get the perspective of like, okay, just because they're Chicano rappers, they're gonna rap like cholos. It's not about that.
I'm glad you're saying that.
There's cholos, let them rap for the cholos. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm from a hood, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna rap. You don't see me talking like, hey Holmes, what's up? I don't talk like that. Come on, that's fucking played out for me.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I don't respect them, you know?
Right.
They talk like that because that's what they know.
Right. Right.
So there's something for everybody. I'm gonna do my shit my way. Misfit's gonna do it his way.
Yeah.
Shadow's gonna do it his way. Bozo's gonna do it his way. Little One's gonna do it his way. Everyone's gonna do it their own fucking way.
Yes.
Don't change to try to fucking fit in.
Right.
Be who you are.
Be who you
Be
are.
you. And if the people accept you and they like you, then cool. And we're always gonna have fucking haters.
Yeah.
I got people saying they fucking socked me up, and I've never even met them. I've got people saying a bunch of shit. It always happens, and I laugh and fuck it. You know, say whatever you want to say. But when you're in front of me, it's a different story.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's just the way it is, you know?
Yeah.
But I got love for all my people, man. And I've been one of the dudes that I've never charged anybody to do features. You know? I've always shown love. But now people have to understand this is also a business. So if you don't have the talent and you're not dope and you want a feature, well, okay, I'm gonna charge you, motherfucker, because you ain't good, you know.
Right.
I mean, I gotta get something out of it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. You know what I mean?
And yeah, they're gonna make some off of your
Right.
feature.
Exactly. But when it comes to like working with other individuals or whatever, and that I feel that they're either at my caliber or beyond my caliber, whatever, I do it. You know what I mean? And I show love. I try to show love as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me bring it back to Misfit here because why did you feel it necessary to give him a call and to talk about it?
Well, because you told me, you know what I'm saying, that you were so disappointed in the whole situation. How you're just like, man, this sucks, you know. And then of course Shadow, you know, I do music with Shadow too, and you know, Shadow's boy right here. So
right.
I just said, you know what, man, and I was just thinking about, you know, the state of the culture and just the way everything is, and I'm talking about uniting, but yet I'm having this situation here. So it's like, you know what, I gotta swallow my pride and just hit him up, and it was good, you know.
Right.
And, you know, and he gave me a call back, and from there we just chopped it up, and we were just talking.
How long was that conversation for?
It was, you know, probably like 15 minutes, yeah. 15 minutes.
Okay.
He was just, you know, basically just like what he said right now, like how he was, you know, talking about the culture, and he's like, man, I don't got no problem with you. I don't even know you. I'm like, yeah, me neither, bro. I was just responding. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm new in this game, like, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
For me, everything like that comes my way, I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just me trying to protect my,
right.
You know? But at the end of the day, it's like, man, you know, it's like you can really probably connect with somebody and find out that you have more in common.
Right.
And, you know, a same kind of like view on shit. And maybe more can get done, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Just uniting.
That was the key word right there. You said that more can get done.
Yeah, straight up.
You know, now I'm going to tell you something that he's told me about you, okay? And he's told me this about you on several occasions, because we talk pretty much daily. Several times, even for about an hour at times, if not longer. He's always said this, and the God's honest truth. I don't have nothing against, you know, Misfit. As a matter of fact, I think he's fucking dope. That's the honest to God truth. Like, if we talked about that 3 times, you said it all 3 times. I think he's fucking dope. I think he's one of the guys right now that can really blow up. He's fucking shining. He's on the right track. And to me, that was music to my ears, because I got like mad love for you, bro.
I'm not a hypocrite, bro. I speak the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a real, like, when I talked to him, he was...
Yeah, you know. So I told you the truth on what he said. And I told him the same. I told you the same thing. I said, I really like him, bro. But it just say, when I look at you and I see your talent, I'm not ashamed to admit it, that I think you're like one of those gooses that lays the golden eggs, bro. Like, it's so rare to find somebody that just comes so different, especially at a time like this, bro.
Right.
You know, and if there's anything that I can do, and hopefully I'm speaking for Knightowl también, that he can do to help you, then we want to be here. You know, to help you, whatever the case may be.
Even just make the first move into squashing shit, and just like, you know, really letting it be shown, like, man, shit is not that serious to, you know, because I mean, like he told me on the phone, like, there's motherfuckers that get killed over shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, shit is real out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for us, it wasn't that serious, but there's other people that, you know, situations like that, they take all the way.
To the next level.
Right.
All the way. So, I mean, you know, we got to start somewhere. And I just think that, you know, this is a good thing, man. And
good.
I mean, you know, he's cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I ain't tripping.
Yeah, it's all good shit.
The good thing is you have a new album out, and if I'm correct, you have a new single out.
A new single, yeah.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Man, I was just watching, you know, The Walking Dead and shit.
Right.
And, like, I just got inspired to, like, do some zombie shit.
Did you ever see that movie? I think it's called World Z with Brad Pitt.
No, I heard about it though.
Yeah,
World
something
Z.
Fucking dope ass zombie movie, bro. Yeah. So when I saw the little clips of the video, because I love fucking movies, bro, and I told you I want to do a scary movie one day.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is fucking dope.
It looked dope, huh?
I thought it looked real fucking dope, bro. Cool. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. Thought it was gonna be some fucking idiot saying, "Oh, that was fucking whack, bitch." What have you done?
What have you done? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
know, always remember this: somebody that's doing better than you is never gonna hate on you, bro.
Right.
It's always the ones that are
right. It's a trip too, man. It's like no matter what, like, okay, today was I dropped the video or yesterday, and then you know, just the comments were going crazy, like the first, you know, couple of hours, and then all, you know, then the real comments, because, you know, at the beginning it's the haters waiting for you,
of course,
boom, 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 and all these negative comments, and I'm on my way to Legoland. I'm just over here talking shit, you know, whatever with my kids, yeah. So and then you know, but then again, and then there's other artists, you know, Chicano artists or Latino artists that, you know, that started to say opinions or their opinions about me, like without naming me, but like, oh, you know, you're a dick rider and whatever, because I'm shouting out homies like on the songs, because I'm giving, you know, when there's interviews, I'm saying, man, I love this dude, this is my boy, man, and you know, so, oh, you're a dick rider. Well, hey, you know what? I support my homies, because at the end of the day, they're like, you know, they're really my friends, like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I've been down and out, I can always count on, what's up, fool, you good?
Yeah.
Call. Anything you need, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And these artists, they're not label mates. They're not just people I do music with. Like I consider the small circle of friends that I have that are artists, real friends. I mean, I've been to Bozo's house. He's had me over to family events. You feel me? Like
Right.
I've been around their families. Yeah, man. You know, like I've been around their families. You know, and you know, these are my friends, and these are people that, you know, I'm always gonna support.
Right.
And I'm always gonna be fucking, you know, cheerleader number one. I don't give a fuck about anything
Exactly.
like that. Like, yeah, my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
my homie's winning.
Right.
My homie's winning.
Right. You know, but I'm a dick rider. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Whatever. Like, I'm just built that way, bro. Like,
a lot of it is jealousy, bro. That's all.
You know, when I turned 51, I invited a handful of people. Okay, and he was one of them.
Yeah.
You know, he was one of them. I invited him because I really dug his fucking vibe, bro. And his fucking music to me is fucking insane, bro. I'm just surprised that nobody in some Hollywood office has said, I want to snatch you up and pay you and put you out there. You know what I'm saying? But this is why we're here, so that we can make that noise, create a lane, and have those motherfuckers in Hollywood pay attention that Raza, okay, is here, bro. Is here. And we ain't going nowhere. And as long as we have OGs like yourself supporting this, if you will, movement, then there's no way they can deny us, bro.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like I said when Aquid was here. You take all the Mexicans out of LA, bro, LA will collapse overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are here to stay. We just need to make a positive impact. Release good music out. You know, not like over flooded with some bullshit, but release good music out and have them take us serious, bro. Right. You know, and I think that's what we need. And if me and you can help this next generation, then let's do it together.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it. I mean, that's all I've ever wanted, and my lady knows that. I've always told her, you know, all I want is to help people, and to get things out there. And when I'm not here, I want to be remembered as a good motherfucker. And you know what made me really strive for that, Tony? When I was in the hospital for 7 months, that I almost fucking died.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I realized who my friends were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all kinds of people that I used to take care of or whatever, they were not there anymore because I couldn't provide for them.
Yeah.
So now that I'm getting better, I ain't good yet, but I'm way better. I'm walking this shit. I couldn't even walk at one point. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck you motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you weren't there for me when I needed you. Not that I asked you for anything. But when I needed you to just give me some support or show a little love,
even just showing up,
they weren't there, homie. You know what I mean? And I'm talking. I can mention homies from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you won't give them no shine though.
Fuck those that weren't there. You know, and all the ones that are real, I show nothing but love. You know what I mean?
Right. Dope. I want to do something right here for the fans because I don't want them to think it's fake. I want to see both of you guys shake hands, brother.
Are we good?
It's all good, brother. It's all good. It's all raza here.
Yeah, like one thing I want to make clear. Ain't nobody here kissing no one's ass. Ain't nobody here being fake because of Tony or because of us or whatever. We're here because we decided to as men.
Straight up,
and
I
that's
drove
it.
all the way out here.
And you know, we
He
good.
drove all the way out here.
We good, you know. And I've always been the type of individual, you know, when I'm good with somebody, I'm good. You know, I take my fucking jacket and give it to you if you need it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's just me.
Yeah.
And he seems to have that same vibe.
Dope.
So I'm pretty sure we're gonna vibe good.
Good.
You know what I mean? We gonna get along good.
Most definitely.
And, you know, everything's gonna be gravy.
At least a verse on one of your tracks, bro.
Whatever, man. We could get it cracking. We
El
can make something
Tecolote
happen,
con
you
el
know what I'm
Misfit
saying?
Soto, the zombie.
Yeah.
You know,
Fuck yeah, let's
that
do
shit
it.
was fucking dope, bro.
We'll do some shit, man.
Hey, homie, I never seen a zombie.
Bando.
I never seen a zombie clap her ass, homie. That shit was dope.
That shit was fire, right?
Oh yeah,
Man.
hell yeah, clack. I heard that motherfucker.
Fire.
Yeah,
That's zombolistic.
Zambolistic. Let's we're already vibing. So all good, brother. Well, listen. Let me start off with you. Any shout outs you want to give before we close?
Definitely. You guys want to come through on Friday the 20th. There's a show at the Regent Theater. The Untouchables will be performing. Shout out to my brothers Conejo, Shadow, and Little One. Those are my boys. I love them to death. And everybody else, y'all know who you are. The 20th. Make sure you guys pull up the Regent Theater. Straight up. Yeah.
The 20th, the Regent Theater, the 20th of December.
And I just want to give a shout out to you, man, because like you've been very like one of the main, like you're just very supportive, bro, and like And like I have a lot of respect for you simply because your musical background. And like when I first hit you up, I'm like, dude, I just respect what you do so much. You feel me?
Thank
like,
you, brother.
So to me, it's just kind of like it drives me like, man, if you know what I'm saying, like.
Thank you, brother.
And then when you tell me, when you tell me like I don't fuck with nobody else's music, bro. Like I don't listen to nobody, but like you know from this generation, but you like so that's just kind of like okay, cool. It just inspires me, bro. So I want to thank you, Tony, for having me here and pushing me and just giving me opportunities just to meet people and make connections. You know what I'm saying?
Dope, bro. Well, you know what?
I appreciate that.
I feel this is from the bottom of my heart. I feel that I'm doing what's required of me to do. Okay, whether I ever produce another track or not, if I can help my people climb the ladder, move forward, if I can pave a way, that's what I'm here for. Okay, so that's what I believe I'm here for. So thank you very much. You embarrassed the hell out of me, and I feel humbled. So, you know, I'm gonna do this emoji right here. You know. So, anyways, brother, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, you know, I just want to say thank you for having me here. You know, I know a lot of people, every time, you know, they show up, they tell you, hey, gracias, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and you deserve it. And the reason why I'm here is because I love you as a brother.
Likewise.
And I'm glad to be here with the legend, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, brother. You know what? I'm glad that I can pick up the phone and we could talk about tortas. You know, tortas de
Pozole.
lomo, pozole, but we can talk about whatever, bro.
I'm a fat fuck.
And that's what unity is about, brother. San Diego in the house, Hawthorne in the house, and Wilmington's in the house. To all my
Los Villanos.
Yes, sir. So once again, let me go ahead and give my shout outs to
Chino Brown.
Yes.
Cubo.
John motherfucking Elkins. Okay, my boy John. You know, if there's any single beautiful women out there, I want to invite you to our next show to meet John motherfucking Elkins. Okay, I love this dude. Okay, this would not be happening if it wasn't for him. I would say the same thing about my boy DJ Media Clips, but he's already taken. Sorry, ladies. Anyways, Daniel Jones, much love, much respect to him. Roger Mera, Roger Live, Boomer did it, The Remedy Yard, Kerry Fujita, South Bay Drones, my son B-SKANLESS. He's a scanless fool, but he helps me promote this my documentary and this show. Big Daddy Swoles is in the house. You don't want to miss with Big Daddy Swoles. I'm warning you. Okay. I also want to thank Knightowl Misfit for being here. Thank you for making what I'm going to call history tonight, because I believe that hopefully we can start something new. We can light a fire that can spread, okay, and unite Raza together. Once again, the Roadium mixtape DOCUMIXERY is available live at DOCUMIXERY.com. You can order it there. You will not be disappointed, okay. Other than that, all apparel is, our Roadium mixtape apparel is free shipping until the end of this month. So now, here's what I'm going to do, okay. I'm going to pick up this Modelo. We're going to log off, take a couple of pictures, take a couple of shots. And then I'm going to go inside and play some Juan Gabriel and think about my mother. Because my mother left me about over 10 years ago. And that is a void that has never, ever been filled. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. God bless you. And we'll see you Sunday with a very special guest.
God bless. Al rato.
It's your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, and I'm kicking it live with my man Tony A. Check out his latest documentary on DOCUMIXERY.com. It's the bomb. It's all about my man Steve YANO and his contribution that he created from the Roadium swap meet that's still alive right here on Redondo Beach Boulevard. Check it out, y'all. DOCUMIXERY.com. My man Tony A. Much love, y'all. Much love, Steve. Peace.